In this video, we are going to talk about what the heck dermaplaning really is, what it can do for your face, and whether it's actually safe to try at home. What's up, everyone? This is the Minister of Beauty, and I share the Bible. That's business, inspiration, beauty, life, and enjoyment. I am a licensed esthetician, a beauty business owner and operator, as well as a skincare line creator. And to find out more about the skincare line, please do go to the description box where you can get a discount code on your first purchase. Okay, so yes, the skincare trend, and I use trend with air quotes because it's not a trend, but it's definitely getting a lot more buzz on social media. And it might look like an easy DIY treatment for exfoliating skin or getting rid of peach fuzz. But as a licensed professional, I would say you should avoid trying this one at home. Yes, you see me doing this myself. But remember, I am a licensed esthetician and I am very cognizant of what I am doing. And even with doing it on myself, I have to be even more careful than I would be when I am performing the service on a client. And that is not to say that I am not careful when I am performing the service on a client, because I absolutely am. But the control that I have over someone else's face when I'm using both hands to work in small sections of their face versus working on my own face, it's a whole other playing field. So in the hands of the wrong person, this could be a huge mistake. Plus, dermaplaning is not recommended for all skin types or for people with certain skin conditions. So let's get into what you should know about dermaplaning, including the risks, the benefits, how often you should get this done, and how much the treatment can cost. So what exactly is it? Well, facial dermaplaning is a cosmetic procedure that involves gently scraping your face with a scalpel to exfoliate the most superficial layer of the epidermis, your top layer of skin, and small hairs. Traditionally, people have the procedure done in a professional's office or beauty business. However, you can find blades at the drugstore marketed for at-home use, or you can splurge on a sonic device for an at-home experience closer to the type that is used in a professional setting. That said, it's safer for a professional to perform the treatment in most cases. During a dermaplaning session performed by someone like myself, the professional would use a medical-grade scalpel to scrape across the surface of the skin. The treatment typically takes about 15 to 30 minutes, sometimes more, depending on the size of the face and how much buildup there is. And the dermaplaning cost can be anywhere from $40 to more than $150. So some people ask about this being similar to shaving, or isn't it just shaving? Well, not exactly. Facial dermaplaning does involve exfoliating off layers of skin, primarily just the upper epidermis, the very top layer. That exfoliating effect is why dermaplaning is often done in combination with facials. With an in-office professional setting dermaplaning procedure, typically the professional would use a number 10 scalpel blade or something that is similar, or an electric razor-like device called a dermatome. Whereas shaving entails a straight razor blade or a 3 to 5 blade razor. Another key distinction between dermaplaning and shaving is meant for hair removal, not exfoliation. And also, shaving is meant for the removal of terminal hairs, not so much vellus hairs. Vellus hairs are the fine hairs that is sort of like peach fuzz, whereas when you think of terminal hairs, you think of the type of hair that grows out of your head, out of the scalp, the chin when people are growing beards, and mustaches, the dark hairs that are some people accepting of them, or some people do not want to have beards or mustaches or even hair on their heads, so they shave it all off. And shaving only cuts hair at the skin level and should not remove any layers of skin. One more difference with dermaplaning is that the scalpel or dermatome used also allows for a smoother, closer removal of those tiny, fine facial hairs known as peach fuzz, since the blades aren't guarded like a body hair razor is. So let's talk about the benefits. 1, it can remove peach fuzz. The main reason people do this is to remove those vellus hairs that we spoke about previously on their faces, which again, some people refer to as peach fuzz. Everyone has these fine vellus hairs coating their bodies, and they do serve a purpose. Vellus hairs keep us warm and another layer of protection to the skin as well, but some people's vellus hairs are thicker and or darker, so they are more visible than others. And depending on how they feel about that, they might want to have them removed. Removing peach fuzz with dermaplaning also allows makeup to go on much smoother and can make skin look and feel more rejuvenated. I love the brightening effect that it does for my skin, as well as many of the clients that come in to get the service done. You may have heard that shaving hair on your face makes hair grow back thicker, but technically it's not true. But it may look thicker or darker as it grows back, since shaving can cause hairs to have a blunter tip as they grow out. However, the hair doesn't typically grow back thicker or darker following an in-office professional setting dermaplaning session that was done with a precise scalpel and done professionally, of course. So let's talk about some of the reasons why this should not, or maybe you would not choose to get this service done. So the drawbacks, I would say, trying to do this at home with an inexpensive blade, I would definitely warn against it if you have the option of seeing a professional. Any blade that you get over the counter won't be as sharp or as effective as the medical grade scalpel used at a professional's office. And look, there's always a chance that you'll cut yourself in the process of dermaplaning your own skin, since you're not trained to perform the procedure, potentially causing scarring. Anytime a sharp object goes near your face, there is a risk of damage to the skin. And the main risk is cutting the skin, which can lead to infection, scarring, and dyspigmentation. In order to keep the hair away, you might have to get this treatment about once a month. Of course, the exact timeline will look different for each person, but this is not a treatment you should do too frequently. Your epidermis helps protect you from allergens as well as other potential irritants in the outside world and in the environment. Dermaplaning too often may irritate or damage that top layer of protection. So now let's talk about how to care for the skin pre and post service. So for the best exfoliation results, it's smart to prep your skin by steaming your face, either as a part of your in-office treatment or with an at-home steaming method, like hopping in a hot shower before a dermaplaning session. And I typically recommend for our clients not to perform your facial skincare rituals in the shower, but to do it at your sink. And so take your shower first, and then you would go to the sink to perform your skincare routines. And of course, I did say I do not recommend doing this yourself at home, but of course there are going to be some people that are going to try it. So I'm just wanting you to know what I recommend if you are going to be doing this at home, because the heat will loosen up any dirt and sebum and help to remove the dead skin cells easier. It also makes the skin more pliable, softer, and the vellus hairs easier to remove. Rehydrating your skin post the dermaplaning is just as important in order to protect the epidermal barrier you're exfoliating. Since you're removing that layer of dead skin cells and stripping the skin of that outer protective barrier, you'll want to cleanse your skin with a gentle cleanser and then apply a rich moisturizer that's hydrating with skin barrier protecting ingredients like hyaluronic acid and strengthening ceramides. You'll want to keep up the moisturizing for a couple of weeks as well, since the skin cells in the epidermis take about 14 days to turn over, or up to 50 days or so as you grow greater in age and create a new outer layer of skin, it's important to moisturize your face to replenish the barrier of the skin that was just removed. After a dermaplaning treatment, you should also stay out of the sun as much as possible until your skin barrier restores and you don't see redness, tenderness, or swelling if you ever did. But it's possible, but not common. You have to coat your skin with sunscreen afterward, and I don't mean slathering it on there and having thick layers of goop, but making sure that you're not just doing a little drop of sunscreen is what I mean, because you're going to be more sensitive to the sun. The exfoliation exposes a new layer of skin that isn't typically exposed to sunlight, so it can be more easily damaged by the UV rays. So you also have to be cautious of ingredients such as retinol and glycolic acids, and that's not to say do not use these ingredients at all, but just being aware that your skin is more sensitized, so you want to be careful and maybe not using these ingredients in high concentrations or as much as you previously did. The Inez Elizabeth Beauty Skincare line has a lot of amazing products, and we use these products in my brick and mortar business as well for our skincare services, and they do wonders for the skin pre and post dermaplaning. So who should avoid getting this service? As I stated previously, this is not for everyone. There are a few instances where you should think twice before signing up for a dermaplaning facial or other dermaplaning treatments. For one, you want to avoid dermaplaning if you're experiencing an active acne, rosacea, psoriasis, or eczema flare-up, since the treatment can cause further irritation and excessive skin peeling. There's also a chance that the blade could nick a breakout, which means it would take longer to heal. Also, tell your professional if you have a history of cold sores. Most businesses will have an intake form that you will fill out, and this should be one of the questions that are asked on a form. Be honest, because if you have a breakout of cold sores, you need to be on an antiviral medication like Valtrex, and the provider needs to avoid those areas. Without the use of a preventive oral anti-herpes medication, the cold sores can spread due to micro tears in the skin. So what would be the recommendation if you have these specific issues? Consulting with a dermatologist or licensed esthetician will help ensure the safest possible dermaplaning experience and the best, most rejuvenating results for your skin. So there you have it, everyone. These are my tips for the dermaplaning experience, why I recommend it. I absolutely love getting this service done on myself, and I love the difference that I see when this is performed on clients. So is dermaplaning worth it? I would say absolutely, but you just have to listen to these details, the advice that I gave, to understand if this is a service that you should be incorporating into your professional routines for your skincare. And I would say that if you are a candidate for it, definitely get it done. Dermaplanes typically cost in the range of between $40 to even up to $150, depending on where you're located, who you're going to, their professional experience, and what other things that they may be incorporating and including into your dermaplaning facial routine and professional experience. So those are my tips. That is my advice, and let me know what you think. You can leave your questions and comments in the comment section. And thank you so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. This is Elizabeth, the Minister of Beauty, here to share the Bible that is business inspiration, beauty, life, and enjoyment. So until the next time, I hope and pray you all have an amazingly blessed and beautiful day.